Today's the day, or maybe the day. Today could possibly be the day. It could be just a day.
It might just be a day.
It might just be, with the way things go, it might just be a day. But today, our main goal is to start the K20 Civic. This thing has been
sitting for a while.
Yeah, I got so bored of working on it. We were working on it just like straight for so long, and I just got so bored of like, just every day, just going at this car.
I think they got bored too.
I think they got bored too. We've collected some parts. We have a bunch of stuff just laid out on the table today. We should be able to get this thing going. Last thing we did, we got the brake lines all done and tucked. We got the fuel pump, injectors, all that stuff. And we got the K-Pro in. We have a wide variety of things we got today. We picked up some spark plugs. We got a half shaft. We got battery cable. We got terminals. We got nipple for the turbo. We got oils, fluids, sensors.
We got it all.
We got what
we think is needed.
We need, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say this too. I have had cast manifolds in the past, and I never did any coating on them or anything, and they were fine. They rusted when the Civic one rusted when it rained through the hole in the hood. This one's rusting and it hasn't seen anything. So I guess that's just a different kind of quality of life over here.
Buddy.
Yeah, or it's Ontario. I don't know. Well, we're gonna obviously clean that up. Don't judge that. I didn't know I was gonna do that, or I would have painted it already.
Up, or you're just gonna throw like a blankie over it?
I'll probably brush it. I'll brush it and then hit it with some clear at least, because like we can't look at and then no, can't have that.
Yeah,
we can't have that. Oh, we gotta put an oil feed line back on there too. See, there's gonna be a bunch of shit like that we just remember like halfway through, or when we go to crank it, we're gonna see how many different fluids come out of how many different spots.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Something I also lied right to you guys about was the video where I put the K-Pro in. I told you guys there's like a couple vehicle specific connections that have to happen, like you gotta jump this wire to that wire. I didn't do it. I just said, yeah, you gotta do it, but I never did it because I don't know, bro. I don't like wiring. You guys know this. I don't trust myself. it's just a no for me, okay? For starters today, I'm gonna get you to be my wire guy. It's not hard. There's like 3 wires that just need like a jump off another wire. The instructions from K20 are actually really in depth. They have like photos, everything you need. The problem with the photos is that the car was outside and we had this massive windstorm like, I don't know, a week ago. And I don't have my gas tank in, so there's a hole right there in the floor. And the papers flew out, okay?
Buddy.
I found them in my neighbor's yard. I ran over and grabbed them. Thankfully, I grabbed them. So what's left, you can see there's some paper attached to the back of this staple. That's your photos. So you got a verbal how-to right here. Photos, they're gone. They're gone in the wind, literally. You wanna start with that?
Yep.
Just read it, make sure everything is satisfactory. I'll just start doing the rest. I feel like I'm being an idiot, but at the same time I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong. It doesn't make sense why I wouldn't go. Alright, today instant issues. Axle goes through one way, but it won't go through the back way. Like, watch this, ready? Take this guy, let me see your side for a sec, just before you take it out. If you shove this through forwards, like I test fitted these, right? This is what you would do normally when it's on the car. Yeah. Throw it through. It comes out like all the way on the back. Like this is, if this was the other way, this would be enough to put the nut on. But when you take this and you friggin'
What, it's gonna work unless they turned it.
Put it through here,
oh no,
it stops. It won't go, it only goes in like halfway.
It's getting caught on the nippy.
We replaced the ball joints, and when we replaced the ball joints, they came with a grease nipple, which I thought was cool, but now it's being a pain in the ass, because you can't friggin', it's hitting this. Like, look on this side. I've been trying to beat this thing in, but I'm actually just smacking it against the grease nipple. I was ready for like everybody in the comments to be like, yo, idiot, you gotta get different hubs, or like, you're using the wrong axles or something, but I just put a different ball joint. That's it. Okay, so now if we take this guy off, this one goes on that side because they go like this. And they kiss right here.
There you go.
So stupid. There's no way we're getting that thing back though.
Why not?
Because it's right where the speed sensor goes. So these are funny because these axles are from whatever. Like a newer car. So that's a speed sensor, right?
Yeah.
Would you assume?
Yeah.
So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to grease them.
And plug it.
And then plug it, yeah.
And then put everything in.
But at least they work. The axles go. That's our main problem. for the Z. Oh, here it is. Maybe? It's a knock sensor. Because when I took our motor apart, shattered mine. We just gotta build the old extendo machine. Throw our socket on the end. Right here. Did I get it? All right, that's what we had left of the old one. This is the new one. Go, buddy.
One green knock sensor installed.
1 million more things to do. Too. Next thing we gotta do is the turbo never came with like a nipple on it. Normally from like the wastegate, which is hard for you guys to see, the wastegate's on the bottom. The wastegate usually runs on the line up to the turbo and something, I don't know exactly how it all works, but it like senses the pressure inside of the turbo, I think, is what it does. So this guy has like the spot that every turbo has where you should have the line, but it doesn't have the line. And it's an external wastegate, whatever, I don't know, people are probably gonna be like, you could have done this. So I ordered this thing, it's literally just like a bolt-on nipple. So there's a hole in the back for the air to come through right here, and then we'll just Loctite the absolute hell out of this. That is a very unhealthy drill bit. Boom. Look at that, buddy. It's like coming out like a friggin' hose. I'm not even giving it full trigger. I feel like this looks super dumb, but at the same time, like we're running an eBay turbo kit, so like we get what we get, you know what I mean? It's in there, I cranked it right down. I don't know how much you guys can see. It looks awkward, I think, because there's a nut on it. But like we thread locked the crap out of it and then just kind of seated it as best we could. We'll have to do a full leak down test before we go actually to the dyno. Actually gonna relocate the battery. It's not gonna be permanent right now because we don't have an interior. So we've done this before. We did it on Emerson's 240, we did it on the Civic, where we just like lob the battery in the back. But right now this is an absolute disaster and we don't have the interior in, so I don't exactly know where everything's gonna sit. So for today, it's not gonna be like super permanent, but I did pick up these post terminals, which we're gonna use, and then I got just 2 of these guys. And the guy that kind of screwed up, but it kind of worked in my favor. He asked me if the colors mattered, and I was gonna tell him just like, nah, it doesn't matter. Just give me both lengths in red or both lengths in black, whatever. And he's like, no, you gotta make sure that you get them different so you can tell the difference. And I'm like, okay, then the long one will be red because the long one's power. He cuts me like a 2-foot red and literally 16 feet of black. And he asked me like 4 times which way around I wanted it. But then I realized this is actually kind of nice because our whole engine bay is black. And you guys know that all the tuck harness and everything in there is black. So if we snake this out the same as all like the wiring harness and all that stuff, like you won't even really notice it. It's actually gonna look so much better. For example, like imagine that was red.
Not bad. Yeah.
It would have been a terrible call.
Yeah.
It's almost better that he messed this up because this looks so much better. Super easy. I'm gonna just leave these guys here. Actually, down here, so we're ready to go. You guys can see in there, I got it just nicely tucked up to the starters. Hopefully the battery has enough juice to actually get this car going. And while I was doing this, Chris came over here, actually did such a nice ground right here. So this one comes off the trends right here, and then it goes under the motor mount, down underneath the car, and grounds underneath the frame right there. Like you don't even see that.
Yeah, whether it works or not, we don't know yet.
Yeah, but it looks good. Not gonna lie, I'm actually not the guy that ever forgets to film stuff or like get stuff on camera. I'm actually really on top of my filming, but today, we've just had so many like stupid little things that I look at it and I'm like, this isn't fun for them to watch, and we just start doing it and we get carried away doing it. So first of all, don't judge us. Historically, I've had Brad or Emerson's toolbox with mine, and they've always had electrical stuff. They've always had wires and fittings, and I never had an electrical drawer in my life. So we're just kind of trying to make what we can work. I'm gonna show you guys for anybody that's out there trying to do the same thing at home. So Chris is still over here working on grounds because he's being
There's no to ground, man. He welded all the holes, man.
He's being too meticulous. He's upset because I did a good engine bay shave.
He did.
Thank you. This is the alternator wire from that harness. So I robbed the alternator wire, plugged it into the alternator here, and then it's a little short, so it ran on top. But then it meets up with the battery wire, which is down there, which also is there. I'm gonna probably like loom them together and bring them over there together. Anyways, they both run in, and I got them to this fuse box inside the car right now because I'm just gonna leave this thing tucked in here. Like eventually I'll probably tuck it up in here or something, but this one is the power, and instead of trying to tap into this, since we don't know exactly where the fuse box is gonna go, I don't wanna tap into the wire here, and then I ended up needing to tap into it here. I used this wire and brought it all the way back to the battery. I threw it on this terminal post thing. In the original harness, that's what it did. It just was in the engine bay, so whatever, it didn't need to be this long. We think everything's good to go. We'll find out as we get started. Yeah, dude, what is this? What are you doing? We're gonna hate that.
Yeah, we're gonna move it. That's just temp. Just like this fatty white wire that you got running through here.
Here, you wanna slink your arm down that chute, put a filter on? And I went and I grabbed a different liquid moly oil too. I grabbed this stuff. This is an anti-friction additive already inside of it. Figure why not run the moly gen right now? Well, we're definitely 100% guaranteed to thrash on this car.
We're definitely not using this specialty hose for this.
Yeah, we're not using AN line to fill the frickin' tranny, dude. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there it goes. I knew we overfilled it. No!
Just emptying?
Yeah, you shoved it in so good. It was supposed to take 1.8 quarts, and we were shoving it in, and we're like, dude, we're at almost like 2.5 quarts. And it's not overflowing out of the hole. And Chris is like, yeah, well, I jammed it in pretty tight, but dude, I didn't think that you could seal it so good, dude.
Well, buddy.
You got the muscles.
I didn't want her leaking, man.
You got the muscles, man.
Now she's leaking all over.
No kidding. And we have officially started our first mess. Off. Instant problem. Something happened. What was the sound though? I put the starter wire on the wrong post. I don't know about starters, so I was just like, yeah, it's good, and I put it on. But apparently that wire, it goes down to the actual starter. So we basically just jumped the starter. We think, we don't really know. Okay, round two.
Round two.
3, 2. Nice. We're on, brother. So far, all we've done is get the battery terminals on. We've already had to solve one problem. Okay, do you want to say a little something before we start the key? Dear K-Tuned, I would like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to blow up so many of your parts at once. I prayed to the Honda god that I sort of knew what I was doing the entire time, and that there's only minor tweaks that need to happen for us to get this thing going. Are you ready, buddy?
Let's do it, buddy.
I guess I should also add too, we're running it right now. We haven't done anything with the ECU. We put the Honda is on the K Pro. It's an RSX ECU. So it's basically meant for this engine, not boosted. So I'm not expecting great things. I'm expecting to know if it turns over, tries to start. Whew! I don't know, I'm just calling it the key test. I just wanna see what happens when I turn it. You know what? We didn't plug in the fuel pump, that's why we didn't hear it prime. Okay, ready? Take 2 on the key test. Still didn't hear it prime. Do you wanna see if it'll crank? Sick. Maybe it has a sensor on this? Oh, well now it's all the way pressed. Dude, we got nothing on the ground except the mess we already made, and it cranked. There's a little twangy noise, eh? Did you hear that? Yeah. I think that's my exhaust. I think it's moving because I just put that downpipe on. We're only hand tightened the bolts. We didn't actually crank them. So I think it's just like shaking, and then when you're done, it just goes ting. Dude, it cranked though. Can we celebrate that? This dude's already in the car trying to source the wires for the fuel. It's gotta be stupid. Super easy.
Experienced YouTuber Robbie Ferreira figured it out.
Experienced YouTube mechanic. And I found this thing right here wasn't grounded. So whenever I painted the interior in here, just covered up all the rust, I just undid that to paint there, I guess, and I never grounded it back. So now, go ahead, we stick in our key.
And we got
juices, baby! We got the juice. Baby, this might go. How confident are we? Like, do we open the door? Do we open?
Okay, open the door, let's go.
We're gonna need that booster pack.
Oh yeah, we are.
Okay, ready? I'll crank it. Tell me if it even says we're getting any fuel pressure, okay?
That's like, it went up to 42 and then it dropped just shy of 40.
Doesn't sound very combustion-y. We're missing something. No, dude. No gas still. We have traced every single thing down to the fact that the injectors are not firing. Took the fuel rail off, there's pressure in the rail. Oh, we gotta remember to put pressure back in the thing. But there's pressure in the rail. The injectors are wet, but they're not squirting into the actual cylinder. So we knew that this ECU came out of a car with the same engine. We have upgraded to 1000cc injectors, so we're thinking that somewhere along the lines of like whatever stock is like 220 or 320 or something to 1000, maybe it just doesn't like it. Like it might just not be happy. So for this car, something that's actually really cool is we're gonna be working with Nick from Tuning by Nick. So this is like the first time I've actually been excited to get a car tuned. Normally it's like a dreadful process. In the States, you guys might have great time. I usually hate it 90% of the time. I just don't like how it all goes down. It's just awkward and it doesn't feel nice. Anyways, we've been working with Nick and we're gonna take this thing down to the dyno, let him play with it and see what he can do. But he sent us a base map, so if this thing will ever turn on, this might take several minutes.
Several minutes of cuddling in the Honda.
He sent us a base map. All I want to do is try and load it. K20 Turbo 1000cc base map. Now we want to upload changes. Okay, buddy, you want to try?
Yeah, let's go.
Go, baby, go! Dude, that's what we've been missing. We've been missing a fire. Yes. Oh, we're getting this thing going tonight, baby. It gets like, it's like so close, but
man,
like,
I know, it
off.
wants to go.
Alright, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, we basically just closed everything up and we were like, you know what, we're going inside, we're done, we can't do it. Car doesn't want to start. I text Nick and I'm like, yo, we didn't get anywhere, no luck, and he said, check these 3 things. Make sure your fuel pressure is at 50 PSI. Our fuel pressure was at 40 PSI. That's where we're gonna start. The next things, I don't wanna do anything until we've checked things, you know what I mean? Like one by one.
Let's do it.
That was a lot
Seemed like it made it a little
closer.
Yeah, it seemed like it made a little difference.
So that made a difference for sure. That was good. We'll go on to phase 2. We're gonna change the injector size to 800. Maybe the map was off a little bit. I don't know what changing your injector size does, but he told me to do it, so I did it. You wanna try and fire it? Let's try and fire it. I don't know if that did anything. He said, or even 600. 600 it is. Okay, fuel injectors are set to 600. What does that do? I don't know, but I'm gonna give it a try. Buddy, it was, that was it. Yeah. I didn't have the key turn. I let it go. That was it trying to run away. Buddy, that was it. Dude, my hands were up like this the whole time. So it is something with the tune.
See, buddy?
It's doing something by itself.
It's a midnight success, buddy. That's solid, man. So I'd say a huge shout out to your boy Nick. What about if we brought the injectors down more? I guess we can't really harm anything, right?
I killed it.
She's running though.
500, dude. That's not pretty, but it ran. And I even revved it a little bit, and it went. Nice.
Nice, dude.
We could do this till fucking 3 in the morning. And guess what? We're not gonna drive the car. We can't go anywhere with it, but we can get it damn close. I think that we're at a point where we can tell him, like, at the lower we got, the better it got. He knows shit. We don't know shit. He's gonna be like, oh, sick. You got it to run for 15, 20 seconds at 500? I know what the problem is. I'm gonna take a video for my friends, and then we can stop cranking it over. You know what I mean?
You must be in gear or something.
No, so what happens is the engagement point on the clutch is probably super aggressive.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Okay, buddy. So we gotta charge this tonight, and we're gonna charge this tonight. Preferably, we would get some charge tonight too.
Yeah.
I'm just happy that this did something, dude. I've been complaining and telling you guys the videos like, well, we make progress every video, but
You
like,
always are out here doing progress though. But I'm just happy that we were able to
it's like
turn the key.
Yeah, it's a substantial progress, and now we just gotta get a better tune slapped on here. We can rip it, make sure that everything's good, and then I don't know, baby. That's all I got for you guys. It's like fumigation central in here. My eyes hurt. My tummy's hungry. I gotta go to bed now. Peace out. Stay committed. We were basically going off the fact that we know that this ECU came out of an engine, oh my God. This computer qualifies the worst or what? Well, it's literally exploding trying to open that. I'm gonna try and open my email.
It's finest, buddy.
Buddy, I don't know how Bill Gates has so much money. Microsoft sucks. K-Pro successfully registered with Honda.
Are you happy, boy?
I don't. We both looked away and missed.